All right, letting you know once again. I'm live. I had a thumbnail up here, but somehow it hasn't not come up yet. But it's gonna be real brief. I want to talk about the disasters in my city here in Oakland, California. I was born and raised here in Oakland, California. Grew up in the '80s and '90s here, and had a lot of fun when I was growing up in the city. And I decided to do this live stream because I wanted to get this off my chest to talk about my city and how much has changed over the years. When I first grew up here in the Bay Area, Oakland, California, this is a real fun place, especially growing up in the '80s and '90s, being in an era of the greatest hip hop era, gangster era, hip hop, Ice Cube, all those great guys. Some of you grew up in the '80s and '90s know exactly what I'm talking about. But those days are long gone now. Oakland, California is now certainly once was a really high, predominantly African American city. Well, I wouldn't say predominantly, but it had a lot of African Americans here in the city. Now it has definitely changed. From 2000 to 2014, Oakland, California lost about over 42,000 Black residents. So there's been a lot of gentrification, especially in my old neighborhood that I grew up in, the area by Highland Hospital. Back in the day, used to be called a neighborhood called the Murder Dubs that I grew up in. It was it wasn't a violent neighborhood to me, but there was a lot of drug dealing going on and things like that. But I knew all of the people who were doing it, so I really never had a really problem with it. But other than that, the violence back then was really bad, but it was not like it was bad, but seemed like it was more controlled back then than what it is now. I mean, it was a lot of shootings and killings back then. It had a lot of murders, but the murders have somewhat went down a lot since then, since the '80s and '90s, at the height of the crack cocaine era. That was a lot of drugs and a lot of killings and things like that. But now the crime waves in Oakland is just really stupid now. With the laws and legislation and where they're not holding anybody accountable. You got people doing smash and grabs and things like that. That wasn't even thought of in my era. When you growing up, you may have a person going there, may have steal some bubble gum or something like that, or maybe steal a CD or something like that from a music store back in the day. But now you never had teams and crews of people, of hundreds of people going in, smashing and stealing things all out of stores and doing it in broad daylight. In addition to that, just doing it in front of people with no disregard or nothing like that. Just no care if anybody's looking. You get a bunch of these guys going here with black hoodies, ripping cell phones out of the Apple shops, stuffing them in their phones. You got a bunch of people looking at them all crazy and things like that. That never was even heard of, back in the day when I was growing up. And a lot of times, if your parents even got wind that you did something like that, you would get your ass whooped real bad for doing something like that. But now it seems like in this generation, it's a little more loose. It's way more looser, way more wilder. A lot more crazy stuff going on than it was back then. Like I said, somewhat it seemed like it was controlled, but now it's not controlled at all. Now you can watch somebody in broad daylight just walk into a store and just walk in there and just take anything out right in front of you, in front of a whole bunch of people looking at you, and they're not even embarrassed about even doing it. They'll just do it and just won't even care. Me personally, I couldn't do nothing like that. I couldn't just walk inside the store and just take something in front of anybody, have people looking at me. I couldn't do anything like that, period, at all. That just wouldn't live with my conscience. But I don't have to worry about that because I have a job, making over $150,000 a year. So me walking in the store, taking something out of a damn store, that wouldn't even happen. That's not even happening. But I'm just seeing, the younger generation now, where it's just a lot more out of control, a lot more, recklessness, a lot more lawlessness. It's just really crazy to see all of this going on right now. It seems like, especially in California, these people here are just extremely lenient with laws. It's not like other places, especially in the South. When I visit family out there, it seems like everything out there is way more controlled. And it seems like people out there have a way more respect for law. And the reason why that is because a lot of the laws out there are implemented in the South. Those red states compared to these deep blue states, they don't play out there. They don't play out there. Then on top of that, the family structure What a lot of Black Americans out there is way more family oriented than here. Well, you got a lot of Black people down there. They get on your behind if you do some stupid stuff like that. But up here in California, it's just a free for all. It's a free for all, and that's also one of the reasons why I'm even considering leaving California, like a lot of other people are, just getting out of here and going somewhere else. And I'm thinking about doing that because I've kind of outgrown the Bay Area, especially my city, Oakland, California. I love it to death. I'm always going to be from here, but when you get too, used to seeing what's happening right here, it happening around you. It's you kind of say it's time for a change, and I think for me, it definitely is time for a change, especially when you've seen this all your life. You've seen this pretty much all your life. Plus, I'm looking forward to retirement coming up pretty soon in some years, and definitely I want to don't want to downgrade, but I want to get, a bigger place to stay than what I have. You can go down to the South, especially where I'm planning on going down to Georgia. You can get a real big house down there compared to you get in California. California, you'll spend damn near almost $800,000-$900,000 for a damn shoebox out here. So it's really crazy. It don't make no kind of sense. But getting back to my city and the topic, it's really a disaster to see how Oakland, California was from the 80s and 90s. Now you go to some parts of Oakland where I grew up and lived all over my life, all up in East Oakland, West Oakland. I mean, the place looks like a trash can. It's got trash all over the place. People laying on the streets and ground. In the ground, you got all this fentanyl drugs going on, and these drugs are way more powerful than crack cocaine was back in the 80s and 90s. You got stuff now where you it'll take people out within minutes. They even got these special cans, what they call Norcan. They got police officers carrying them around now just to, I guess, to shoot them and stick them up people's nose if they pass out on the ground and can't wake up, and they could detect that these people are taking some kind of Norcan to wake them back up. That's really powerful now that you could take a drug, man, and it'll just knock you out. They even had instances where kids have took these drugs and have passed out. You can get some of these drugs off the internet, things like that. It's amazing how things are just extremely accessible for people to get now these days. It used to be kind of hard to get something like that. Now, I mean, weed is illegal, everything is legal. It's you can get everything that you almost mail to your damn doorstep now. If it comes down to it, it's just easy to get stuff now. With the advancements of the internet, everything. You don't even have to go to the mall no more. Amazon drop everything by your door. Shoot, malls are closing down. Everything, especially in my city, where Oakland, the mall's been closed down. It's been closed. It was almost closed down in the early 90s. It was never even open no more. It's pretty much gone now. But it's not pretty much totally gone now. Now the mall where we used to shop at, Eastmont Mall, is now a police station. They've turned it into a police station. That's how bad the city has got, where they had to take the damn shopping mall and turn the shopping mall into a police station. Well, that's really crazy. So that it's really changed. It's really changed thing. They took the mall, was tore down, and had to be turned into a police station. That's how bad crime has gotten. When I was growing up in East Oakland. But it's becoming heavily gentrified. A lot of the blacks have been pushed out. Now you have a lot of the Hispanic population, a lot of the migrants that have moved inside there and pretty much have gentrified those neighborhoods and pretty much took them over now. So the black population is pretty much spread all over throughout the Bay Area. And in addition to that, a lot of them have even fled and left the state, period, because our city has become such a disaster. It's nowhere near like it used to be here in Oakland, California. Then people grow up, they go their own ways. But, really people now don't want to come back because the way the city looks. A lot of people said, friends of mine come back to the city, said they don't even recognize, what the place even looks like no more. That's how bad it's got. That you got friends and family come back, they can't even recognize what the city is no more because it's so much turned to filth and trash. But it's just not even, Oakland, California. It's pretty much in a lot of cities all over California. Even the homelessness. You never had this in the 80s and 90s, and it was at the height of the crack cocaine epidemic, but you never saw the homelessness proportion that you see today. I mean, people sleep under bridges, on park benches, tennis courts. It's just amazing. Like, you never saw this. I'm kind of just wondering, like, what has happened where You have everybody now laying on the streets compared to where you didn't have people laying on the streets and drugs were still rampant in the early 80s and 90s. A lot of people attributed to, contributed to the housing cost. I mean, that definitely can be one of the factors too. And housing out here is expensive out here in the Bay Area, but I think it's more so of mental issues and problems that people are having today. I don't, it just seems like the drugs are just stringing out people more and more and more. It's making it worse and worse and worse. I don't know if it's the fentanyl that they have now or what, but the drugs that they have now it's causing mental health issues too. But definitely out here, the housing is definitely one of the contributing factors too to a lot of people being homeless today here in Oakland, California, man. I mean, out here to rent a 1-bedroom in Oakland, average price as well as all throughout the Bay Area starting off at $2,200, I think, to rent that's just a 1-bedroom. You ain't even got to a 2-3 bedroom yet. You ain't even touched that yet. You get the 2-3 bedrooms, you could pay up to upwards to, depending if you want to live in a nice neighborhood, up to $2,600-$2,700 a month. Especially they got these new studios downtown Oakland. These are just, some of them are just studios, not even 1-bedroom apartments. I had one guy, he was on YouTube. He told me, he made an announcement. He said he's paying $3,400 for a 1-bedroom apartment. $3,400. $3,400 in the South can almost get you. It can get you a mansion. I mean, you could get a mansion. You can have acres paying that much a month for an apartment. I know for a fact. I was looking at houses down there, when I considered to leave and go down there. They got houses out there almost 2.5 stories, man, for like $1,700, $1,800, depending on what you put down. Compared to here in California, I mean, I said, people out there are winning compared to here. Everybody here in California right now, in the Bay Area especially, you are losing. You are losing. I could sympathize with people who are packing up and just getting the hell out of here. I wouldn't stay here neither if I didn't have the job I had and the place I had, and I wasn't established yet. I would bail the hell out of here. I encourage a lot of the young kids here in Oakland, California, with the BS is going on here with the crime wave. I encourage them, look, get out of here. Go to school to another state. And when you do get out of school, start your life there instead of starting up here. Even though the jobs play plentiful, they just don't keep up with the cost of living here. They just do not do it. You cannot make it here, period, unless you're somebody in tech, engineering, STEM, when you're making almost I would imagine $500,000-$600,000 a year, $300,000 a year just to be here, just to be comfortable here in the Bay Area. Because if you ain't making that kind of money, you ain't gonna be comfortable here in the Bay Area at all. You can forget it. I mean, people out here, struggling real bad. The Bay Area, you can't even have a car note if you want. You can't even do that unless you like really 6-7 figures to do that. I would recommend people don't even get a car note so you can have as much money in your pocket. I haven't had a car note in probably about 5-6 years. That's the last time I got me a car. I've been riding my car till the wheels fall off here in the Bay Area. That's how bad it is here. But getting back to Oakland, seeing my city the way it is, it's just a disaster. It's only a few gyms left. You have Lake Merritt, which is around a lake area. You still have a lot of the prominent areas like the Oakland Hills, the Diamond District, all those places. Those are still somewhat nice areas. But, now, you have people creeping up in those neighborhoods now doing, home invasion robberies. Those are being done big here in Oakland Hills, things like that. So, these guys are criminals are pretty much tapped out the flatlands, and now they have to move up to get more money. Now they got to move on up, to the Oakland Hills where they can get more money, so now the people in the hills, they thought they were safe from a lot of this stuff. Now, they're realizing they ain't safe no more. You're not escaping anything no more. They're now coming up there now where they can try to see if they can get something from you up there now. So that's even moved away where you can't run no more now. So they're coming up there now. So you're not getting away with anything anymore. So you're not safe too much no more here in the Bay Area, specifically Oakland, California. It's terrible. In addition to that, man, I was working out downtown at the gym. No lie, I come out the gym, I'm sitting up, getting ready to get in my car. I see guys walking down the street, a car pulls up. A guy jumps out and puts a gun in a guy's face in broad daylight and tells him to give me everything out your pockets. I'm witnessing this happening right in front of me. Well, not exactly from across the street. Could have been me, but it was a different person. I was lucky. Guy came out, I mean, had a big gun, put it right up in the guy's face, told him to empty everything out of his pocket. Guy said, I don't have nothing but a cell phone. He took the cell phone. Then a guy started searching the guy's pockets as if he was a police officer. I said, this is crazy. I jumped in my car, man, locked all doors, cut my car on, immediately took off. And the guy heard me start my car up, was right there behind me. He didn't even care about me starting my car up and leaving. He's still doing what he's doing. I'm like, this is broad daylight, man. You put a gun out in the man's face, broad daylight. People walking around here seeing what you're doing, and dude ain't got a care in the world. Got a hoodie on and got a one of those masks on that you wear in the hospital. That's real big too. They wear these masks that they wear in the hospital. So that's how you can really spot these guys. You got hoodies on. That's now the costume of the criminals. You know, the hoodies on with the doctor face mask on. I see one of those guys coming down the street wearing that shit, I immediately get out the way or immediately be on the lookout because I automatically know what the hell is getting ready to go on. Getting ready to rob somebody, getting ready to take some shit. That's why they got those goddamn masks on their face. So I avoid those guys at all costs. Looking out every time I come out the gym to see what's going on around me, especially, you know, my gym is downtown Oakland. That's where a lot of the smash and grabs happens and a lot of the robberies happen too. And they do these things out here today. Well, I guess they call bipping. I just found out what it is. You know, these guys go up to your car, look inside your car, see if there's anything inside your car, and they ain't got to be nothing in it. If you just got a nice car and they think you got something in it, they'll bust the windows out with some kind of little mechanism or device they got, go inside your car, rip it all out, turn the seats all up, take everything out of the car, any kind of constants you got in the glove department, all that stuff. And these people, like I said, doing this in broad daylight, you got cars driving past, people honking, and these dudes ain't even caring. Got on hoodies, like I said, with face masks on like they wear in a hospital and just continue to do what they do without any care in the world, without anybody even looking at them. And crime wasn't that brazen back in the day. When you did do crime in Oakland, you had to hide. You know, you had to come out at night and do it. They ain't coming out at night no more. It don't matter. It's nighttime, daytime, evening, morning, lunch, all that stuff. They don't care, you know. It is just somehow, but back in the day, in my day, you know, guys were selling drugs and guys had the money. So I guess, you know, it wasn't a need to do all the stuff they're doing now. But I guess these kids now, you know, are doing it because they're trying to eat. You know, like I said, housing extremely high. You know, jobs are pretty scarce now that they're laying off a lot of people. And a lot of the major jobs that are really good paying jobs, those are like tech jobs. You know, in county, state jobs, you know, it's really hard for those type of guys to get in there, especially if you got any kind of criminal backgrounds, things like that. You can't get in those jobs. So really, you know, it's really nothing left for an individual that has a felony or committed any kind of crimes or has some kind of criminal record on a jacket to try to get a job. It's going to be extremely hard to do that. You know, so some of these guys out here, they resort to crime. It's pretty much all they got, you know, pretty much to survive. And I think that's what it is now, man. It's just, you know, it's survival mode now. That's what people are doing. People are just trying to survive, you know. That's what they're doing now, man. They're not, you know, not able to make it, man. So, you know, they're trying to make it by any means necessary is what they're doing now, you know. So it's what it is now, man. It's just it's a sad shame to see this, you know, happening. And it's happening like this, you know, and it's a shame, man. It's a shame. But once again, like I did have my first stream out here. I was trying to get this camera working, but I still don't got this damn camera working. I put up a thumbnail. I thought I did, and it still got this little spinner thing up here. So I know I've shared it with a few people. I don't know if, you know, it's going to change when I do share it. I thought I put a thumbnail up there, but it's still the same damn way. So I'm going to have to try, like I said before, find somebody who could fix this shit to get it working right. But other than that, man, yeah, my city is going to hell in a handbag, man. I'm seeing people leave left and right. The businesses are just literally here in Oakland. They're just gone. They had one place on Hagenberger Road. It was a real popular business area here in Oakland, man. It's now all that whole entire business section is just gone. Everything is just boarded up, shut down. Nothing going on over there no more. You know, it's just a ghost town now. Just a ghost town. Nothing on. The last place that they had over there was popular was the In-N-Out Burger. That place was packed no matter what, even though it was on Hagenberger Road. Now, with the rampant crime that has been taking place all throughout Oakland, especially in that Hagenberger area over there by the airport. That's a really dangerous area. There was a couple that stopped at a gas station. Well, there's actually a real popular gas station over in Hagenberger Road where a lot of people get robbed when they pull up. Especially, you got people traveling from all over the country coming to that gas station because it's right there by the airport. But it's also one of the hot spots where you can get carjacked and everything. And we had one incident on news where family pulled up at the gas station, got some gas. You had about 3 or 4 guys come out, like I said, with the hoodies on, with the hospital mask on, robbed the whole entire family right there in the gas station. Once again, broad daylight, ladies and gentlemen, mask on, jump out, took everything they could from the people, put guns in their faces, everything. I mean, these dudes are so brazen. They even went inside the woman's car, the rental-car, and popped some kind of button in the rental-car and went in the back of the trunk and started taking stuff out the trunk of the car. I said, man, this shit is crazy. I mean, in broad daylight, ain't got a care in the world. After that, they pretty much interviewed the people on the news and got their stuff took. They explained how brazen it was. Didn't, think they would experience anything like that. They, wasn't from here, to know what goes on out here. So they was totally oblivious to getting robbed like that. And they got at the gas station. Like I said before, across the street over at Hagenberger Road in Oakland, a lot of popular businesses there. You had Blackberry Diner, Starbucks Coffee, whole lot of different businesses. All of them were shut down. Every last one of them. You drive over there, man, all you see is just everything just boarded up. Parking lots empty, and you got a bunch of cameras in the parking lots to watch people. But don't nobody really park over there no more because there's nothing over there no more. So, except a few businesses that's over there, so. And they even advise people to take everything out the cars and leave the windows all down and leave all your glove compartments open and let the people know there's nothing inside of the car. So it's to that point now where you can't lock the car, because if you do lock the car, your window will get busted. So they advise people now just keep the car open and keep all contents, all armrests, glove compartments, everything open to let the criminals know ain't nothing in there. It's just ridiculous. But getting back to the Hagenberg area, the last restaurant that was over there was the In-N-Out Burger. That was real popular. They finally came to the conclusion that they had to shut down, and they had to get the hell out of Oakland too, because so much crime, burglaries, car break-ins, customers being harassed inside of the restaurants when they go sit in there and eat. A lot of homeless people coming in there sitting down. One guy was reported walking the side of the In-N-Out Burger there, went in there, started taking his clothes off in front of people while they're eating. You got people just getting up from the seats, leaving out of there. It's just a shame, man. So pretty much at the end of the day, In-N-Out Burgers came to the conclusion, said, we got enough, we're shutting down. That was the last most popular business that was making some kind of revenue in that area. And they decided now to call it quits and wrap it up. And they got out now. So now it's nothing in that place at all, period, for anybody. Even people getting off the airports, it's nothing there for them. Only thing you can do now pretty much is go downtown Oakland if you want to get anything, period. And that's like in the Jacqueline Square area. But a lot of the businesses that's outside of that area are pretty much closed down too now. There's pretty much nothing there no more. Everything is just boarded up, nailed up. People leaving left and right. We had a nice Target downtown Oakland near Broadway. They pretty much finally decided to call it quits. They called it quits even though they had armed security in there. They still had to call it quits, because it still was, wasn't getting robbed that way, but it's like they just were losing money because, now they had the guards inside there, was nobody coming in no more, nobody spending money no more. After all the smash and grabs they had in there, it just wasn't nothing in there. The remaining things that they did have in there, they had them all locked up behind the glass. You couldn't even go in there. You can't even go in there and get shit out of the place. They got everything locked the hell up. That's like a lot of the Walmarts too. The Walmart we had here, they're gone. They've been gone. They've been packed up and got the hell out of here. So the Walmarts, they were so brazen. It was just, I don't know what it is. That's like the ghetto of all stores. Walmart, everybody, but not even just in Oakland. I've seen a whole lot of other Walmarts in other cities where they walk in there and steal it too. Steal out of Walmart. Walmart, I don't know what it is about that place. It's a nice place. A lot of affordable things in there, but I mean, they just have, seems like the lowest of the lowest elements that go in there and steal stuff out of there, left and right. So, and I see that all the time. Go in there and take the time that I've been there. Matter of fact, every time I've pretty much been in Walmart, I've always seen somebody stealing out of there or somebody taking out of there, doing something. And they have security in there, but they don't have armed security. They have some of these commercial security guards inside these places, and no, they don't do nothing at all. They can't stop nobody. A lot of them just sit on their damn cell phones all day and let time go past. They ain't stopping nobody. They ain't not even trying to make their presence known in these places. Shit. Every time I go in there, I see a young person sitting on the wall on their cell phone when I walk up in there. Sitting back on the wall, not doing nothing, hair ain't combed, pants hanging off their butt, just a poor representation of themselves. So anybody does walk in and want to steal something and sees that, they can pretty much go in there and do what the hell they want to do, shit, without no damn problem. Take what they want. Shit is crazy. I don't know about what's going on in other places, but I don't know if the crime is that rampant in some other states besides, southern states. I know the southern states, at least Georgia, they're pretty tough down there. But a lot of these deep blue states, it's crime is just really crazy. That's one of the reasons why I kind of want to go to the South. It's kind of a little bit more structured there. A lot of my friends who have moved out of the Bay Area, particularly Oakland, that live down there, they say they enjoy it a lot, and they have no regrets on coming back. I totally understand them too. It's just to a point now where I love my city, but now it's to the point now, it's at a point now where I've made the decision. Now it's a hard decision, but made the decision. I'm pretty much gonna have to, in the future, once reaching retirement, moving on. I never thought it would get to this point where you would just have to leave California, the Golden State. I mean, this, that name came there for a reason. The Golden State, it was the Golden State, and it was a lot of things here that was golden. But now, everything here is not so golden. It's just really a really bad place to be now. Really bad. When my grandparents came here, they migrated from Louisiana here to Oakland, California for better jobs and better opportunities for themselves and for their families. And they did do that. They did take care of us. My grandfather had a good job. My grandmother had a good job. My grandfather worked in steel companies in West Oakland. When they had those factory jobs back there, which they don't have anymore, they pretty much closed them all down. My grandmother, she was a seamstress. She knew how to sew and knit and all that stuff. But now that stuff is all that stuff is totally gone. Totally. So it's ridiculous to see how much things have changed, And then also on top of that, the family structure is going too, especially in the Black community. Man, you don't even have that much family no more. It's like, you don't see a 2-parent family home like I did growing up. That's pretty much all gone. You have houses pretty much headed by a single female. It's not even common to see a 2-parent family home no more. When I was growing up, I think my generation, we were the last pretty much group to visually see a 2-parent family home. And it started to break down in our generation, Generation X. But, I believe it was the greatest generation my grandparents and grandfather were from, or the baby boomers. Those were the last ones, we witnessed a 2-parent family home. You don't even see that no more. That's totally gone, There's even a lot of guys my age who are, divorced now. And a lot of us, man, we haven't even never been married. Me, myself, I've never been married. Don't got kids. Don't have any of that stuff, man, Not gonna lie, man, I had my relationships here and there, just didn't find anybody to connect with. But hey, I ain't mad about it. I ain't mad that I ain't got no kids or nothing like that. I wish I could have had them, but I didn't. I don't mind, getting up, traveling, doing what I want, spending my money the way I want, things like that. I have been able to save a lot of money, actually without having kids and a family. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but, it is what it is. I don't, I'm not mad at it. It has, it's had its benefits, it's had its rewards, so I really can't say much about that in a negative way because, saving your money up and traveling, that's never a bad thing at all. That's something that's always cool. So I don't regret that. I don't regret that at all. I'm glad I can keep my money in my pocket and don't have to worry about, giving a lot of it away, or just, getting with somebody that's not on the same page you are, and then, getting upset one day and then just, taking your shit from you. So that's another thing too. I've seen a lot of cats, man, get broke, get homeless behind child support and shit like that, especially living here in Oakland too, you know. Oh, you get caught up with child support here, you ain't making it all, period. You know, you got motherfuckers with jobs can't even make it now. You paying child support and got a crappy ass job, yeah, you really got to pack up and get the hell out of here. You ain't making it. You ain't making it at all. You can forget it. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough in hell. Shit. I know people 40 some years old, man, they got roommates. You know, I was living in 2-3 people in an apartment building. That wasn't even heard of back in the 80s and 90s. But with the cost of living here the way it is, it's ridiculous. And I would think with all this crime, this bullshit going on, the rents in here wouldn't be that high. Yeah, I just don't understand it. With all this bullshit going on and people leaving left and right, you wouldn't think it would be this bad. But for some reason it is. But I think it's being done intentionally because the way shit is here, I don't believe these damn rents should be this damn high. It shouldn't be this damn high. Especially when you got all this goddamn crime going on and shit here. It ain't no reason why these damn rents should be this high where people can't afford to get a goddamn apartment. You know, 18-year-old, 19, 21, 22-year-old, 23-year-old, they can't even get an apartment. They gotta stay at home with their mama. Can't even get out the house. I was 21. I was 24 years old when I came out of school. I was in my own apartment. 31 years old. Shit. I had my first fucking house. 31 years old. Now, shit. I mean, kids ain't gonna never see that. This kids now staying home at older ages. They can't, some people, their kids, they can't even get out the damn house. They can't even get out the motherfucker. They stuck in the motherfucker. Can't even get out the home. And you can't go nowhere. Can't afford to go. And that's why I would encourage a lot of kids, you know, youngsters out there is trying to get started, man, pack your shit up and get the hell out of here. Go somewhere where you can live your life, you know. A lot of young cats I have worked with, they packed up. A lot of them went to Las Vegas, you know. A lot of young cats I used to work with at my job went to Las Vegas, got their own one-bedroom apartments, you know, doing good for themselves. You know, that's why I encourage a lot of young people too at that age. You young, 21, 22, man, get out of here. Go somewhere where you can live. You know, you can't figure salary, you ain't working in tech, get out of here. Go somewhere where you can make it. If you ain't gonna make it here, it's gonna be too goddamn hard. Period. Bottom line. You ain't gonna do it. So Bay Area, it's crazy. Crime, everything. Like I said, with the crime, I don't understand why the housing will be this high with all this goddamn crime going on. It's bullshit going on. That's ridiculous. I don't understand how that's happening. But it is happening. People can't live like this. Shit is ridiculous. Shit is ridiculous. I never seen anything like this before in my life. And it's just bad. But like I said, it is what it is. The way it's looking right now, with all these lenient policies in California, it don't look like it's getting no better. Not at all. No time soon. And also, we got here in Oakland, the Bay Area district attorney, you know, she's terrible. You know, she don't hold nobody accountable pretty much. You know, when you get these paid people in here that's put in here, you know, to do what the people that pay them to do, tell them to do. So if you're a paid person, you know, you get all this paid money from these big time, big wig donors. People run these corporations, business that put you in there and run their own agenda. Shit, ain't pretty much too much, nothing you can do but what you're told. So, and basically, when you get a lot of people out here like these big financiers or these tech people who got their own ideology about the way the world should be run and how people should be living, you know, they put those politicians there to carry out their agenda. It's pretty much nothing they can do, and they ain't trying to do it neither. Especially the people that they got DAs they got over here in San Francisco. They telling everybody crime is not a bad thing. Things over there are getting better. Ain't nothing over there getting better. You know, they had one of the most nicest Macy's in San Francisco. They threw in the towel and they finally called it quits and they walked away. They couldn't even deal with it. You know, they could not even deal with it at all. They couldn't deal with it at all. They pretty much threw in the towel and walked away. And it's unbelievable. So, you know, they walked away, going on about their business because, you know, they also got fed up with a lot of the crime. that they didn't want to deal with no more. So, like I said before, Macy's, downtown, San Francisco, they threw in the towel, threw it into and walked away. Now, I haven't been in San Francisco in a while, but a lot of people tell me, man, they say in San Francisco, once popular destination was shopping and tourism, they said now, that's becoming a shithole. Now that ain't nothing no more. Everything there's pretty much gone. And everybody walking around, pretty much nowhere to go, looking like zombies, especially over there, in that place they call the Tenderloin. That's one of the most sickest places in the world in San Francisco. If you ever been over there, you got people laying in the streets, people doing drugs right in front of you, people defecating on the sidewalk, all that stuff. It's just crazy. Seems like California, this place is becoming a third world country. It just looks like a third world. It just looks like California, this state, as rich as it is, it looks like a third world country now. I think they said, California has the 5th largest economy in the world. I don't think not in the state. I'm talking about in the world. So, California is so powerful where financially, where this state could stand on its own as a country. That's how much money is here. It could stand on its own as a country. This state don't even really need. It wouldn't even need, if it broke away from the union, it could survive on its own. It could survive on its own. You got everything here: tech, agriculture, high-paying jobs. This state could literally stand on its own without having to be with the union. In spite of people leaving this motherfucker like it is, it still got that kind of much power and resources where it can still function on its own with its budget and its surplus. And that's all from all the taxes and shit that they take from people all goddamn day long without no disregard. That's one of the things why I'm gonna get out of California. I want to get out of California too. The tax base here is terrible. You get taxed for everything here possible. Down south, I consider those free states. California, these deep blue states, these are not free states. These states are the most oppressive. I can't really understand why people still vote Democratic. It seems now that you get older and you understand the Democrats, it seems like they're more oppressive than the Republicans. The Republicans seem like they want more freedom, especially when you go to the states down south. People ain't paying no state taxes, none of that stuff. Property taxes is not nowhere near high as it was. Gas is hella cheaper, food is hella cheaper. I remember when I went to Texas for the first time and I bought some shoes out of there and I bought me a Texas jacket and a Texas hat because I was going to the Texas Rangers game. I went there. The jacket was $69. Hat was $69. I went there and bought everything and paid the exact price of what it was. I said, I was surprised. I was like, man, that's all it is. Yeah, that's all it is. I said, this will be higher in California. This right here will be way higher in California. He's, oh yeah, I've been to California. He said, man, we don't have no state taxes out here like California. I said, what? That was the first time I heard that. I said, no state taxes. I ain't even heard nothing like that. So y'all don't tax nothing out here? Nah, man, whatever you buy, that's what the price is. That's what it is. I was like, get the fuck out of here. He said, yeah. It ain't like California, man. Whatever you spend here, that's what it's gonna be. You ain't gonna pay no taxes. I said, man, hell no. Once I heard that, man, I seen the way we got it, how bad we got it here in California. I said, man, this is crazy. This is crazy. Then on top of that, it was the first time I experienced where they had all them big ass houses down there. Man, they had big houses down there going for $217,000, $290,000. I said, dude, in California, man, you got a house this big, you pay about $4-5 million. $4-5 million for a house this size. You would never see no shit like this in the Bay Area. Never. That's another reason why I said I'm gonna get the hell out of here and go to somewhere like that. Shit. So you can go down there and live. You can't live here like that. Like shit, man. I wish we had some benefits like that. That's why I say to myself, how in the world you got the 5th largest economy in the world and you can't solve housing problems and you can't solve homelessness? It shit don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. That's why I totally think a lot of this shit is being done on purpose. I think it's the agenda behind this shit. I don't care what nobody say. They can come up here with all those housing crises, all that shit. You got money like that, you could build shit. I don't give a damn if you got to build shit on them goddamn empty ass mountains that you see out there in the San Joaquin Valley. That's what the hell you got to do. That's what the hell you got to do. All this goddamn NIMBYism, whatever they call this shit. If it was me and I was a governor, I'd say, fuck all that shit. We're building this shit no matter what. I don't care how mad y'all get. This shit is necessary if it's that bad. Ain't no way in the world you can't tell me you ain't got no open lots as much as you got here that you can't put no property on. You can do that. They don't want to build no single family homes. It seems now they want to build these dense buildings, is what they call them, where they built these goddamn apartments as high as the sky, like the goddamn Twin Towers. I wouldn't live in no goddamn apartment that goddamn high. I'd be scared. Shit, a goddamn motherfucking plane will fly through that motherfucker. Shit, I wouldn't want to be that high, period. Not at all up in the air. It takes you goddamn motherfucking 3 hours to get down to the goddamn motherfucking ground floor coming up from that goddamn high in the goddamn sky. They got one building out here in Oakland so goddamn tall. Motherfucker like a goddamn skyscraper. I said, I don't know who the hell will live at the top of that shit. Look like it take you about 30 minutes to get down to the goddamn bottom of the floor. Ain't no way in the hell I'd do that. Don't make no goddamn sense. You had a goddamn cat up there in the goddamn window. The cat jumped out the goddamn window. It ain't no telling how far it would take that motherfucker to hit the goddamn ground. This shit is crazy. Really crazy. I mean, it just don't make no kind of sense. But that's what we living out here in Oakland, California in the Bay Area. A lot of misery. And when you walk down the street, you see people now they look so goddamn mad, so goddamn mean. I mean, people, you could just see the frustration in people's faces, the way they living. I mean, you could just literally see it. Everybody mad. Everybody angry. Ain't nobody got no goddamn money in their pocket. Everybody paying high-ass motherfucking rent and high-ass goddamn bills. You can see it in people's face. Ain't nobody happy. Nobody at all happy. Especially now, like I said before, you see older middle-aged adults walking all downtown Oakland. Ain't got no cars. Ain't got nothing. I'm talking about middle-aged people, 30s, 40s, 50s, walking, going to work, walking. I mean, just to save yourself money. And when you see these people, everybody just got a mean look on their face. A mean look. I mean, I'm talking about so goddamn mean. You don't even want to say nothing to no goddamn body. At least I don't want to say nothing to nobody. Shit. I don't want to make nobody mad. It's like you say something to a motherfucker just going to explode right in your face. If you say one goddamn word. Me, I keep it pushing, I keep it moving. You know, people just now these days, they don't look approachable. Don't look like you can say hi to a motherfucker, nothing. That's how goddamn bad it is now. You just gotta keep it moving. You just gotta keep it moving. You say hi to a motherfucker might turn into Freddy Krueger. Take your whole goddamn motherfucking head off. Take a goddamn motherfucking hand with some goddamn motherfucking knives on and stick it right in your goddamn stomach. That's how mad motherfuckers is. Out here in California. I mean, it is ridiculous. Like I said, I go to other states, Florida, Georgia, places like that. You know, you get a lot more happier people, a lot more family orientated situations. Here in California, just a lot of motherfuckers sad. Now, it is people having family orientated in situations out here where everybody's not stressed out, but usually a lot of times those are the rich motherfuckers who got it like that. Ain't a lot of them motherfuckers out here that don't got it like that. A lot of motherfuckers out here don't got it like that. It's stressed out. You know. I said the people who are enjoying the life out here, who have going on, pretty much those are the motherfuckers in the tech world. That pretty much can afford to do a lot of these things out here, the amenities and shit like that they got out here. But other than that, you ain't got no good job, nothing like that. You're gonna be struggling like hell out here in California. Struggling like hell. It's a shame, but it is what it is. And the way it's looking right now, it don't even look like this shit is gonna change. It don't look like it's gonna get no goddamn better. Nothing at all. I don't care what nobody say. Shit, I believe what Trump be saying when he say "Make America Great Again." This shit need to be made great again because this shit right now is going to hell in a handbag, especially here in California. I don't care what nobody say. I don't want to pay no high ass taxes. I don't want to pay no goddamn motherfucking high ass rent. I don't want to pay none of that shit. If we can get a goddamn motherfucking office like Trump, they can lower all this goddamn shit and give motherfuckers tax breaks, give motherfuckers a lot of motherfucking money back on their taxes so they can have something. I'm all with that. I'm going to tell you right now, with these goddamn Democrats, it don't seem like ain't shit happening. You ain't getting nothing out of them. It just seems like they doing a lot more taking. They is giving a lot more giving. And people are feeling the effects of that shit. I mean, totally feeling the effects of that shit. Left and right. I mean, it's like a goddamn motherfucking snake or boa constrictor got his goddamn neck around your fucking ass and you can't even fucking breathe. That's how bad this shit is. Just like that. I mean, just a snake on your goddamn neck and you can't get the motherfucker off you. No matter what you try to do. Can't get the motherfucker off. It's a damn shame. You know, really bad. I don't have access to this feature. I don't know why. This damn thing. See, obviously, I got this blue screen up here. I'm reading on this camera. It says you don't have access to this feature. I don't know why I don't have access to this damn feature. That don't make no sense. I have this feature. Man, I don't know why I don't have access to shit. I don't understand this. Oh well, it's right here too. The computer. This page is accessing your camera and microphone. I don't know. I gotta try to get this shit together, but I still got this goddamn blue screen up here. But yeah, getting back to California and the problems. Like I said, it don't look like it's getting no better. It looks like it's just getting worse and worse and worse. But I had to do a stream to get that off my chest. Being here, living here in California, not seeing it get no better at all. No better at all. There's no better at all. And then you have a lot of the migrants that are coming here right now. It's they're taking a lot of the jobs too. A lot of the minimum jobs that people can get, they can't even get that. Especially my one thing I'll say, my little niece, she can't even get a job now. She said, I be having to help her sometimes. She told me, Uncle, I can't get no job. She told me all the migrant people and the non-speaking people, they got those jobs. I can't get after school job right now. I got to help her because, the lower minimum wage job, she can't even get in there. She can't even work in there. I'm telling you right now, I can't get a job in there. I can't get a job there at all. She tell me, she's going to Mayor College. One time I had to help her buy her books. She couldn't even get her books. I had to help her to get them up. She told me I can't get no after school job. I can't get a school job while I'm in school. Shoot. All the people, the migrants, the people that can't speak English, she told me they got them jobs. She can't get in. She tried to get a job at Starbucks. She said she can't get there because, it's so many young kids that work there. That's pretty much like she said, the only place you can really work is Starbucks. Any of the fast food places, things like that. You can't work in those places. Where she was trying to work, where she was trying to get a job at, she couldn't. I can't get in there to do it. Those jobs are all taken away. There's another thing. You got all this mass immigration coming in here. Cheap labor. Take up all the minimum jobs. If you do fall on hard times, you want to try to get on your feet. To get a little job to save your money back. That's gonna be hard to get because that whole entire area field is gonna be gone. That's gonna be took from you. Pretty soon, like I tell people, a lot of these young people now, you're going to have to go to school and you're going to have to get to a point where you're going to have to stay ahead of the competition because if you don't do that, the minimum jobs that you have left over, those jobs are going to be gone. You ain't going to be able to get that. That shit going to be took. It's going to be took by the migrants. It's going to be took by them. So you're not going to get that. So I tell a lot of people, you're going to have to stay ahead of the game. You're going to have to keep your ass in school. You're going to have to do all that. You're going to have to get in the head of the game. Even the trades are going to be took up. The trades are going to be gone by a lot of the migrants. You can't, construction, all that stuff, those jobs used to get trades for and be journeymen, that's all gone. You can't get that. That's pretty much gone and given to the immigrants. That's given a lot of, you got these contractors and these corporations that run them things, they hire them because they know they'll come in there, they'll work their ass off, and they ain't got to pay them no more. Nowhere near what they got to pay you to do the job at all. You get a motherfucker come over here and make $18, $19 an hour coming from the country they come from. That's way more money than they get than they ever made in that other country, those countries that they from. So to come here and get that to them is a privilege and an honor. And they will work their ass off to get it, And they'll get a house out here, get an apartment out here. It'll be 4, 5, 6, 7 of them in there living together. Because they used to living like that, and they can get something nicer being out here than what they had inside their homeland. So they appreciate it. They're gonna get those jobs and take them up, and those companies and those agencies are gonna hire them. They're gonna give them the jobs, and you can already see it out here in the Bay Area, especially out here. Everywhere you go, the contractors hire these people to come in here and fix these houses, homes, apartments. They're all migrants. No Americans, no white guys, no black guys, nothing. All immigrants. And I remember back in the day in the early 80s and 90s, you had a lot of those white guys that was getting those jobs. PG&E climbing up on the telephone poles, putting the cords and everything on up there on the telephone poles, fixing them up. That was all, German white guys who was trying to get jobs like that. Now, that's pretty much gone. A lot of that now has been took up by the migrants who do get to a point where they speak English and can get ahead to get to those positions. They get to those. A lot of times, I remember back in the day, The garbage trucks, they used to be all driven by, white guys, brothers, people of color. Now, a lot of those jobs now took up by the migrants, or took up by pretty much by Spanish speaking people. It's not no other person that's doing it, especially here in California. I ain't against nobody getting a job and nothing like that, being of a different race or being of Hispanic heritage. But it's like, man, come on, you're not even making it. You're not even making it fair. I mean, it's like you just pushing one group of people out the way to make room for another group of people, and that ain't right. Especially when you got people who've been there for a long time. You got a lot of Americans that need jobs. It's like you pushing them out the way. And the reason why that is, like I said, it's cheap labor. It ain't that Americans won't do the jobs. Shit, it's just like they ain't gonna do the jobs for what the hell you gonna pay them. You ain't gonna pay them shit. That's why they don't want to do it. It ain't like nobody don't want to work. Hell, you ain't gonna pay nobody what they want to get for it. You'll pay a migrant that coming from another country nothing, shit on the dollar, when you could do that and you could maximize your profits to the fullest. You don't give a shit. You benefiting from it. And that's how it is out here. That's why I said people don't care about people. People only care about themselves. If it benefit them, these corporations, they don't give a shit about who they hurt. That's what capitalism is all about. Maximizing profits. You don't talk about smashing out the middleman or the little man. Get out of the way. I'm trying to make as much motherfucking money as possible. I don't care about you crying or you getting upset. None of that. That's even like these apartments. You come in here, you have a reasonable rent. All of a sudden, the fucking landlord you had decide to sell the building. You get another group of people coming here buy the building, and come here, fix up all the buildings and shit, and raise up the goddamn rent and try to blast your ass out the motherfucking door to maximize their profits. I have in the one apartment that I lived in years ago. Landlord sold the building. Guys came in here. I said to myself, yep, I know I'm going to have to get out of here now. I know what's getting ready to happen here in California. They're getting ready to throw us out of the building. Guy came here, blasted up the rent, started fixing up all the units, and then got to a point where he said, okay, now you motherfuckers got to go. Didn't say it physically out of his mouth, but you knew that's what he was saying when he built up all these goddamn apartment buildings and he started squeezing people out based upon him raising up the goddamn rent so high. So I already took it upon myself. I said, I already know what the fuck y'all doing. You ain't got to tell me twice. I'm going to pack my shit up and get the fuck up out of here, and I'm going to leave you motherfuckers alone. I said, you know what? As a matter of fact, I don't give a fuck. I'm about to go home with my parents, save my goddamn motherfucking money up, then get my motherfucking ass a house. Fuck all this goddamn shit about running back and forth all day long. You motherfuckers coming here, kicking people out left and right. It's just the same old song over and over again. I said, the fuck this shit. I'm not going through this shit no more. I'm about to get my own shit. I'm tired of running back and forth with you motherfuckers coming here, buying these goddamn buildings and then throwing motherfuckers out the goddamn building with no goddamn disregard. They don't give a fuck if you ain't got nowhere to go. It don't matter to them. It don't matter to them. Motherfuckers coming to your goddamn door, blast up the rent you can't afford. Okay, you got 30 days, motherfucker, get out. Hurry up and get your ass out of here. I don't care where you go. Just get out of here so I can fix this apartment, bring it up to market rate, sell this motherfucker a lot of money, and go on about my goddamn business. Get your ass out of here. I done seen that happen many times. Many times, which I said to myself, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. I'm not going through this shit no more. You ain't got to worry about me. I'm getting my ass out of here. Bye. Shit. I didn't have no problem going home, staying with my parents, my motherfucking mother for 2-3 years to save my goddamn money up. I was happy. Matter of fact, this shit was one of the best motherfucking moves I did. The best moves I did. I ain't got no motherfucking regards. Didn't care. Didn't have sex for 3 years. Delayed the shit out of that gratification. Didn't give a fuck. I got hell of a head. So what? Shit had to happen. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what the fuck you gotta do. I tell anybody that. Don't get mad at all if you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta stay home. You gotta stay home. You gotta do what you gotta do to make it better for yourself. That's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do. And if you do it, don't tell nobody your business. Don't tell nobody your business. Don't tell nobody your business until you get out there, until you make it. Keep it to yourself. I always tell people that. Don't tell everybody your motherfucking business. Keep it all to yourself. Until you get on your feet, you do your thing. Ain't nothing wrong with going back home for a minute. If you got to do it, shit, you got to do what you got to do it. If it's going to benefit you to get ahead, fuck it, do it. Do it. If more of us did that, you know, went home, supported, saved our money up, went home, able to get along with each other in the house, and to make everybody come up, or make yourself come up, do it. Do it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. If you're gonna benefit yourself and you're gonna get something out of it in the long run, do it. I say go ahead and do it. Don't hurt yourself trying to stay in something your ass can't afford. And you're gonna be in a doghouse if something happens. I'm gonna tell you right now, there's so many people out here in California, the way it is, living paycheck to paycheck, it don't make no sense, especially here in Oakland, in these urban cities where they have become high as hell. At first, people didn't want to live in these goddamn cities because they was crazy, but now it's been gentrified. You got a lot of those techies that can't afford to live in San Francisco. They come right over here across the water to Oakland, these other surrounding cities, making us goddamn money, coming in here, buying these apartments real fast, and they pushing the motherfuckers out who ain't got no goddamn money like they got. That's basically what's happening. They can't afford San Francisco, but they damn sure can afford over here in Oakland when you got motherfuckers that can pay for $3,400 apart, $3,400 one-bedroom apartments. Ain't no way in the hell you gonna ever be able to beat that, or you can get in that if you ain't making that kind of money. You ain't making that kind of tech money, you can forget it. It ain't happening. It ain't even happening with motherfuckers who got a county job. It's hard with motherfuckers who got a county job, a state job, to even make that kind of money. Not at all. That's why I would hardly encourage anybody, get you a motherfucking job that requires a hell of a lot of overtime. A hell of a lot of overtime. Now, a lot of people don't like law enforcement or that area because of what happens in law enforcement. But I can tell you one thing: if you got a motherfucking job in law enforcement, you go work a shitload of fucking overtime. Yeah, that's that. That's like a tech job, whether anybody like it or they don't. You can go in that goddamn field and you can work like up the yin yang where you can make up to $200-some thousand a year. You could do that at those jobs. You can get to a point where you can work that much and you can go buy yourself a house somewhere in the suburbs. You work in a 9 to 5 with no kind of overtime in the Bay Area, you can forget it. You got a fixed income, a set amount of income, you're gonna get everything, and you can forget it. The only way that's gonna probably work is if you got dual income. You got two motherfuckers in a house making good money. You don't got two motherfuckers in the house making money, you can forget it. It ain't gonna pop off like that where you're gonna be getting ahead. Especially out here. It's too goddamn expensive. And then on top of that, if you got a bunch of bills on top of your head, it's really gonna be worse. It's really gonna be worse. I mean, in order to really make it, you would have to fucking literally be debt free, paying just basic bills if you really want to be okay. I ain't talking about comfortable. I'm just talking about okay. Well, you are truly gonna be the working class. That's what it's gonna be if you just want to be okay, not have a whole bunch of bills over your head. That's just being, and having your job. That's okay, depending if you're making close to $40-some an hour. You ain't making none of that. You ain't making that kind of money where you can be okay. You're gonna struggle all the way around. You're gonna struggle all the way around. Like I said before, you got to stay at home for a little bit till you get on your feet, and stay at home until you can get on your feet. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'd rather you stay at home, especially here in the Bay Area, these high-ass places, Oakland, California, where it's extremely expensive. You got to stay at home for a minute. Stay at home. Do what you got to do. I don't give a damn. I know me. I did it before, and it was the best thing in my situation that made me come up. Being my ass at home, stacking my bread up, stacking my money up, whatever you want to call it. And I got ahead. I got ahead doing that. Saved up me some money, put more money in my 401k, paid my car loan off, which was really good. I went home, man. I paid a car loan off in a year and a half, a $30,000 car loan. I paid that off in a year and a half being at home. That's why I said I don't regret none of that. Period. Not at all. Not at all being at home, being able to do that. I left my goddamn motherfucking mother's house. I left that motherfucker damn near debt free. No car note, no credit cards, no nothing. Walked away from that motherfucker, went to my own spot, and could start over and started a better life with nothing over my head. Nothing at all. So that benefited me to the fullest. To the fullest. I don't regret that shit at all. Not at all. And I was in my midlife at that time and did not care. And did not care what so much. That's how much I came up. That's how much I came up. And I would do it again if I had to. But, In regards to my city, I hate to see it the way it is, but it's not getting no better. The shit is just getting worse. It's just getting worse. And only thing I could do, man, is just hope for the best for my city. And that things will turn around. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Problem D, man. Look out for me in the future. I'm trying to get shit going with this YouTube. This is my second live stream. I'm putting it out there. I did with this one a little bit longer to try to see if I could get a little better with it. And I guess I did. I went a little bit longer this time. So hopefully, I'm going to share this, get it out there for some people to hear it and see it. If you want to subscribe. I think I got the little button. I finally just had to learn how to put it up there. Comments too. So if you like the video, hit the like button. Give me some comments. At least help your boy try to get started with this shit. Other than that, man, it's been real. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm out.